Welcome to another video. Today we're talking to Owen Video all about how he built his agency, how he's growing his company using video marketing. Owen, would you mind starting with a little intro? Like, who are you? Why are you here? What's up?
Check it out. I'm Owen Video, and I help companies drive traffic, generate leads, and convert sales using video marketing. And that's really, that's the top level, top of the funnel, what we do. It all starts with video because that's the most engaging media content out there right now. But that video does no good if it's not connected to a funnel, if it's not connected to an opt-in and an email marketing sequence as well. So as soon as we help the company develop, a video marketing strategy, we immediately start working on that funnel to make sure that video is going to turn into sales that will propel your company forward.
If you were to take a snapshot of your business right now, what does it look like?
We're on track to do $500,000 next year, and we serve our clients in 3 different ways. We help with YouTube channels and building out your YouTube channel for you. A lot of our clients, all of our clients, they run businesses, and one of our clients is a Fortune 100 company. So there's a lot of red tape there, and what do we do and what do we say on our YouTube channel? We help with the video content strategy. We help with the distribution strategy, when we're gonna publish, what those thumbnails are gonna look like. And so that's kind of like the done for you side of our company. But we also produce live stream shows for our clients. And this is what I'm really excited about, because live stream, there's no editing, right? You're live to the world, and then your product's done, and you can immediately begin distributing it and promoting it and getting people to watch it. So we'll actually, for our clients, create a whole live stream show. And that's sort of what this is. Here is we built a show called Power Your Passion for one of our brand clients, and that show is going to be live on Facebook and YouTube when we launch. And then lastly, what we do is as an agency, we do video ads. It's very rare that a company will say, hey, we want one video, but if they do say we want one video, then of course it's going to be part of a video ad strategy where we're going to have one main video and we're going to run it a few different ways on a couple different platforms to see how it converts, where it converts, with what audience it converts with. And then run that. And those are the 3 pillars of our company. We've got a small team, so we're running on a lean, mean 5. We've got a couple live stream producers. We have an ads manager. I have, of course, my wife, Teresa, who is my CMO. We're currently hiring a CFO. And then I'm sort of the CEO visionary, I'm just constantly coming up with new ideas, new product ideas. So my role is just to be continually selling and making new revenue for the company.
Okay, so what I love about Owen Video, he's got this YouTube channel, 36,000, almost 40,000 subs.
40, yeah.
And his entire agency is based out of this. We're in his garage right now, which I'm gonna do another video where we talk about all of his equipment, because it's so interesting. But how did you get your first few clients?
Okay, so my first client was a web design client. This was probably, you're taking me back like 5 years. So I had made a video. I was in my last house, it was just up the street, and so I had this extra room, right, where I made it my office. And in that room, we were doing a lot of web design, and so I had this idea for how to build sites in a more SEO friendly way, right? And it was called silos, the silo strategy. So I go, you know what, my team needs to hear this. So I popped up my camera and I went to my whiteboard and I started talking about, here's how you develop a website silo, and I drew it all out. Well, I put it on YouTube and I forgot about it, and I just used it to show my team how to make these websites. It was a few months later, maybe like 2 to 3 months later, I actually got a phone call. I was in my new office at this time. And a guy says, hey, I saw your videos. I want you to design my website for me. And I go, great, we'll do it. Here's the price. Wait, where did you find me? He says, I found you on YouTube. And I go, nah, you couldn't have found me. I'm not doing anything on YouTube. And he goes, no, you get this great video up there. I go back and look at the video. I've got like 10,000 views, like 4,000 subscribers. And I had no idea, right? So I immediately made 6 more videos just like it. And those 6 videos continued to perform. I got more clients from them, and that's when, we rented a second office. In the second office, we got rid of all the furniture. So there's 2 small offices right next to each other. One was just, my desk and my chair and a couch, right? And a big whiteboard for clients. And then I got this second office right next door where we took everything out. We painted all the walls green, and now we had a green screen studio. We put up a black curtain and a white curtain just for variance, and we would bring clients in there to shoot videos. Well, the problem is it was too stuffy. The guys next door are like banging on a hammer at like lunchtime. Well, we quickly realized it's like not a good place to film video, especially not with multiple thousands of dollars, because your client's in there going like, why is this hammer and nails? The truck drives by and rattles everything because we're right by the highway. and it's kind of like, this is not going to work. So we moved from there into a co-working space where we could prop up our green screen. Well, I got really tired of taking down and putting up a green screen 3 times a week. I mean, that's a lot of physical labor. Hired someone to do it, lost my ass on profit margin, right? So eventually it came down. We have got this huge area right here in what some people would call a garage, right? For me, it was the future. We decided to move all of our stuff out. We built a studio with our own bare hands. We painted this ourselves. We bought the chairs ourselves. We did hire a design consultant to sort of help us with the color scheme. And we built this studio out. This wall right here is on wheels, so it flips around and we can put a green screen on the back. We've got the crow's nest back here. Everything we need to run quiet, high quality 4K live streams and YouTube videos all done right here. And we've made lots of money for ourselves and for our clients by making the videos that we make right in this room here. So it's been a journey, but we're happy to be where we are right now, and it's just the beginning.
So the profit margin seems like it would be so much higher from the office. Was that something, like, were you forced out because of like the way the client did work dry up? You were forced out of the office? Or like a lot of agency owners get trapped in this mindset that they need an office and they need all these people.
No, that's where I was at. I was like, oh, I need an office, okay? Because at the time we were working out of my house, my home office, and I had a girl working for me named T. Lopez, right? And that wasn't actually her name. That's her name now. And the reason I mention that is because she ended up marrying YouTube sensation David Lopez, who's got, over 1 million subscribers. Very well known. He had 7 million followers on Vine. Does a lot of great work. Our families knew each other. So she came in and worked for me in my home. And then after about 3 months, that relationship kind of fizzled out. I didn't have work for her to do. And so I thought, I need an office. So we moved into an office. Then we got a second office. My profit margin just kind of sank. I liked having a place to meet clients. I liked having like a conferencing room. Eventually I got tired of spending the money, right? And I was like, you know what? We're gonna find our own place that's our own place. We thought about buying some real estate and investing in that direction. We decided not to do that because it would have divided our focus into a real estate business, which is not in our lane, right? We're video marketers. Let's do the real estate thing when we're closer to retirement. We moved back into the house because, the new generation is a nomadic generation, right? We want to be able to do business anywhere at any time with anybody we please, we choose, right? And so I made a deal with my old complex owner and I said, can we still use the conference room, for a fee when necessary? And she goes, whenever you need to, just come on and let us know, give us a call. She said, if I don't even need, I won't even charge you if I don't need to. So we continue to use that space. We also have co-working spaces and we'll meet clients there. Other times I'll meet clients on set, I'll just tell them that come in here, come meet me here, and we'll have a conversation in this room right here where they're sitting, living and breathing in the studio. So, we didn't need an office space. What we needed to do was build our company. And as we built our company, we found that the clients didn't really care where we were located. They cared about, can Owen meet my needs? And I think we've got the case studies to prove that.
A lot of agency owners deal with that. For instance, I started at an agency in New York. It was 60 people. Now it's 120 something people. They've got offices in New York and Chicago. And so I saw all of this wasted money that could have gone into doing client work or reducing the risk of the agency. And I wanted to get out. And clients don't care whether you have the office.
And half the time the clients don't want to meet, right? The clients that are like, well, I want to meet you, shake you face to face. These are the guys that run me dry and squeeze out my profit margin and don't trust. They never trust. So you've watched 14 hours of my videos and you still don't trust me, you're not a good fit for my company. But if you're the type of client that's like, you know what, I'm gonna log into Skype. We use a private meeting conferencing room called BlueJeans, similar technology, a little more privacy. We meet our clients there and our clients like that they can pick up their kid from school and then jump on the call from their mobile device.
So moving from your office to your home office has led to more clients, more revenue. Seems like more happiness for you personally.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Why didn't you move from the office to your house earlier? What was holding you back?
Ego was number one, right? Because I was doing a lot of small time stuff. I was in the Chamber of Commerce, which God bless the Chamber of Commerce. I love them for their support. I love them that when I got sick, I had cancer for 2 years. They supported me through that. They've nominated me for awards. So I love the Chamber and I think it's a great stepping stone. And when you are in these networking groups, your clients kind of cap out at a certain budget, right? Most of these companies are doing less than $250,000 a year. That was sort of like, for me, the realization that I needed to break out and get into higher level thinking. So as I recognized, okay, everyone I'm surrounded by, needs to have the office, needs to wear the shirt and tie, which I hate. You'll never see me in a shirt and tie from this time, is I need to break into a higher level client, right? To do that, I started looking for mentors. And I started looking to people that could teach me a thing or two. And a couple names come to mind: Tyler Anderson at Casual Fridays, Mike Stelzner, Jeremy Vest, and of course, Bill Davis, who is my truly great friend, also a mentor, and we work together on a regular basis. As these gentlemen began to educate me on what makes a successful business, these are all 7-figure business owners, then I began to change my thinking, and it became all about efficiency. And how can we best serve our clients? And also recognize who our client is, right? If you don't like that I built a studio on my property, right? We never say garage, right? Because garage has a connotation to it, but we always say in our property or in the compound, right? If you don't like that I built a studio, television grade studio on my property, then you're probably not a good client for us, right? Like your personality style, your expectation doesn't really align with our worldview. And that's okay, right? It's not wrong, it's just different. But we're not searching for clients with a different worldview than us. We're looking for clients with a similar worldview. We're looking for clients that have a get it done attitude. We're looking for clients that value visionary thinking and forward thinking. We're looking for clients that believe in the freedom that streamlined work gets done, right? Because I want to be spending my time with my wife and kids, right? That's like my ultimate goal. And my clients typically, they want to be golfing, spending time with their wife and kids. They want to be pursuing writing or some of their other passions. And they want their marketing to be systematic. That's the freedom we provide for them. And we do that by having everything within 10 feet of my workstation. I mean, I work right there. I'll come up with an amazing idea for your company. I can come right in here and shoot it, right? That's efficiency. No hiring actors, none of this other stuff. We've got everything we need within 10 feet of each other, and that makes for good business.
And that's got to give you a lot of freedom. Now you know that you can say no to clients and your costs are low enough that you can keep it moving. You can keep the business alive.
The issue of firing clients or letting go of clients is something that's very sensitive to me, because we did just recently let go of a client and I hate it. I hate it every single time because I want to serve your video marketing needs, right? So I want to serve the client's needs, but in this particular case, there was an integrity issue, and the client was hiding things from us and not sort of filling us in on certain things, and that caused us to stumble in the campaign. Doing that was hard for everybody because I had producers that lost money. They lost their commissions on it because the commission's no longer coming in. I had, all this time we spent on onboarding out the window. It's gone now. So there's this negative energy that goes through your organization that as the leader, you have to be able to point them in the right direction and say, look, we got bruised by this. Yes, but look at where our company's going. We're getting multiple leads per week. We have lots to build towards, lots of people demanding our services. So let's focus on the yeses and pay as little attention to the no's as possible. And I find that's healthy for your organization. It's also healthy for your mental well-being, right? And that, like you said, frees me up to focus on what I really love, which is client work, and not having to deal with some of this, stupid admin stuff that I hate so much.
We do the same thing where it's, let's find out what that minimum amount of revenue we need to survive is and try to get our revenue to a point where we're making that with like 2 clients.
Yeah.
Because if we're there, then everything else is profit, and that frees us up to say no to everyone that we if there's even a chance we don't want to work with them, we can say no to them.
Yeah, exactly. And some of these companies, there's just the process for getting approved is very slow, right? And so, we want to remain fast and nimble and out there. So if a client's like, well, we got like 3 levels of approval before we can say yes, you might want to say, not the right time for us. Nobody ever wants to say, hey, we don't want your business. When we have to turn it down, we always turn it down in a way that encourages the client on the phone and encourages our company too, because we believe in not wrong, just different, right? If you're not a wrong client, you're just a different client.
What are some red flags you see from bad clients, especially in the sales process?
Yeah, okay, so big one is they talk about cost a lot. Big red flag, right? If you're jumping into this worried about the money, then we're never going to get to that creative place where we're taking risks in your marketing, right? It's always going to be about the bottom line. And that to me it goes back to my Chamber of Commerce days, right? It's like that's that's where you need to work with a company that's just as concerned about revenue or costs as you are. Clients that won't align with our technology, right? So I mean, we make it very easy to do business with us. When you fill out a form, we send you a link to schedule. If the client doesn't fill out the questionnaire, then they're simply not qualified to meet with us. You know, I need to know that you have certain qualifications to even, you know, work with us, and then to meet with us. I mean, that's my time we're talking about here. If they won't align to the technology and do things the way we do things, right? You've got to use the calendar link. You have to meet me for a video call before we even do business together. These are like, we're not just getting a new client, we're training them. We're seeing like, okay, are you gonna follow leadership here, or are you gonna come in and tell us your way's better? So I wouldn't go to the dentist and be like, hey, doc, you're doing that wrong. And yet when you bring on a dentist client, all of a sudden they see your video and they're like, I don't like that. And it's like, well, who cares? Your audience is gonna love it. If you can't get on our path in the beginning, you probably won't get on our path once you're a client. And so that's another red flag. I would say lastly is the questions that they ask, right? And it's hard to put a finger on this right now, but you can tell by the questions that this person is not ready to engage in real marketing, right? You know, they want to do coupons, they want to do buy from me, 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 right? And it's like, how, you know, well, when are they going to buy, or how long will it take, you know, for customers to start buying from me? This kind of language. But I want to hear things like, what type of videos will move my clients through the funnel faster? I want to hear things like, what should I say in my videos? I want to hear a client asking questions that's visualizing themselves in the process, as opposed to thinking about the customer's wallet. If you are obsessed with your customer's wallet, you're never going to get into their hearts, right? And that's where you want to be. You want to become a part of your customer's life. And I ran into this with a client and a dear friend that runs a karate studio. We went over the marketing for many years. We were together for many years. And the entire time there was always a struggle of, you can't just ask people to buy. You have to make content about your process and your system, and people need to see that we're not in the Sears Roebuck generation. We're in the Amazon generation now, right? We have to show people what we're all about first. And then our clients will come to us and say, I want to do business with you because I've seen your blocking system. I've seen your punching system. I've seen your schedule, right? You can't hide that stuff from the customer. So we want to give everybody a chance, okay? So we realize maybe their questions weren't right, or maybe the way that they approach this wasn't right. So what we do is we recognize this is going to be a client that's going to take a little bit of extra work. And so we'll pad our pricing, maybe 10, 15%. We give them a little bit higher pricing. And that's a test. If they come back, I mean, if they scoff us and, you know, kind of bah humbug, we know we cleared the client out of our system and we didn't have to tell them no, okay? If they begin the negotiation process with us, that shows us they're flexible, and a flexible person we can work with. When we have that type of negotiation, now we're creating synergy together, and that's how we take someone who may be a bad prospect and we turn them into a great customer.
Where can people check you out online? And you can talk to the camera if you want to.
Best place to go to check me out is thevideospot.net. You can find out about our products, our services, how we do business, but also follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search for Owen Video. You'll find me, you'll find our amazing content, and I can't wait to see you there.
Thanks for being here. We actually have the discovery call questions we use to get clients. That's at experiment27.com/discovery if you want to get those for free. Be sure to subscribe to Owen's YouTube channel. That link's going to be down in the description below. And if you need marketing for your digital agency, check out experiment27.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.